We're ready to start an experiment. At this point, you have weighed your 0.01 grams of magnesium. Be sure to remember to polish your magnesium piece prior to weighing your magnesium. Once that's done, keep your other 2 pieces of magnesium for trials 2 and 3 identified and separate from the area. And then you're going to put your magnesium into the Erlenmeyer flask. Once that's done, you're ready to collect your hydrochloric acid. You're going to use the syringe and you're going to measure about 5 milliliters of the hydrochloric acid. Something to mention here is that the hydrochloric acid is the excess reactant. That means that you don't have to be exactly on 5. You can just do just about 5. Then collect your hydrochloric acid, being careful that you don't get it on your skin. If for some reason it splashes on you, be aware that you need to move quickly to the closest sink and wash it off. Then, now that you have your 5 milliliters, you are going to put it on the delivery mechanism, on the stopper, and you're just turning it so you can secure it on top of the valve. Make sure that the valve is closed. Valve is closed when the valve is pointing at you. Then we put it in the mouth of the Erlenmeyer flask and we're ready to start the experiment. Now we're ready to set the data collection equipment. We need to make sure that our pressure, it's going to be measured in atmospheres. All we have to do is tap on the screen, change units, and select atmospheres. Notice in the display, now we have our pressure measured in atmospheres. Then we also need to adjust the duration of the experiment and for how long is the equipment going to gather samples. So we tap on that section, we tap on the duration section, and we type in 300 seconds. We say done. And now we need to tell the equipment that we want a sample collected every 2 seconds. So all we have to do is tap on that section, put the number 2, press done, and notice that the interval now is going to be 2 seconds per sample, meaning that the rate is going to be half a sample every second. You don't have to adjust the rate if you adjust the interval. Press OK, and you're ready to go. Be aware that your teacher might have a different type of data collection equipment. Be sure to ask your teacher for instructions for the equipment that you have in class. Now we are ready to start the experiment. Notice that we have magnesium in the Erlenmeyer flask, hydrochloric acid in the syringe. The data collection mechanism is adjusted with its proper settings. We have a temperature probe collecting data for the water bath. And all we have to do now is put the Erlenmeyer flask inside the water bath, making sure that the bath is keeping the temperature constant for the reaction. My partner is here and he will be helping me to start collecting data. All he has to do is press play once I'm ready to inject the hydrochloric acid into the Erlenmeyer flask. This is the way we'll do it. I will count down to 3 and I will inject the hydrochloric acid once I open the valve to allow for the hydrochloric acid to go into the flask. So here we go. We put the Erlenmeyer flask in the water bath. I open the valve. 1, 2, 3. Close the valve and swirl the Erlenmeyer flask to make sure that the hydrochloric acid reacts with the magnesium in the flask, and we wait for 300 seconds for the reaction to occur. The experiment has ended, the data collection mechanism has stopped, and all that we have left to do for trial 1 would be for us to remove the stopper from the Erlenmeyer flask. Remember, we have created some pressure inside the flask. We want to make sure that when we remove it, we do it carefully and slowly to let out some of that pressure without splashing ourselves with acid. So once you have just shaken it up a little bit and removing it, you are done. Notice that we don't have any more magnesium in here, and what we have is excess hydrochloric acid and some magnesium chloride in solution form. So we are able to dispose this using the sink. All you have to do is just open the sink, let the water flow, and just get rid of it that way. Make sure that you clean up your area, and you're done with this lab.